Welcome to this assignment overview for SBW 3.06. I'm going to go over this assignment straight from Desmos, where we will be doing it in class. How are famous works of art, such as the Mona Lisa, protected from vandalism and thieves? The Mona Lisa is kept safe under sealed bulletproof glass at the Louvre Museum in France. But even artworks that are not as heavily protected as the Mona Lisa have multiple levels of security. When you walk into a museum, you may notice security guards and cameras, but there are likely other security measures in place that you don't see, such as sensors detecting heat, sound, and vibration. Some will trigger an alert if you get too close to an object. Others will trigger an alert if you touch the object, even very slightly. Any spot in a room that cannot be seen by a camera or sensed by a sensor is called a dead spot. The goal for someone setting up museum security for a space is to eliminate or at least greatly reduce any dead spots in that space. In an ideal situation, not only would there be no dead spots, but also most spots would have at least two measures of security in case one measure fails or is compromised. For example, thieves may be able to turn off or change the angle of a camera, but they may not know that infrared sensors are detecting heat from their bodies. We're going to look at the Louisiana State Exhibit Museum for our writing assignment. If you know how many sensors are equally spaced in a circular room, and you know there are no dead or overlapping spots along the perimeter of the room, explain what you see about the museum that could help you place security cameras in the correct locations. Notice we see that the courtyard is circular. Therefore, learning what we've learned about angles, we can determine where to place security cameras. What do you notice about the image of the Louisiana State Exhibit Museum? What information do you think you will use from the below paragraph? The paragraph says a museum room, circular in shape, has 5 equally spaced sensors on its walls. There are no dead or overlapping spots along the perimeter of the room. Each sensor has the same angle of detection. So we're looking to secure the perimeter of this room. Where will each camera be placed in degrees around the wall of the museum? And how did you determine this? What is the detection angle of each sensor? And how did you determine this? If there are 360 degrees in a circle, and we have 5 cameras, how far apart would the cameras be on each wall in degrees? Well, there's 360 degrees, and I can divide that by 5. That means that each camera will be 72 degrees apart. I determined this because 360 degrees of a full circle divided by 5 gives me 72 degrees. Use the line or angle tool to measure. Round to the nearest whole number. If these cameras, A through E, are in the correct position on the wall, what is the angle from the camera? So I can measure from here to here and here to here. Notice that I have an inscribed angle. If I know that this measure is 72 degrees, then the camera measure is half of that. 72 divided by 2 tells me that because this is an inscribed angle, then I can measure 72 degrees divided by 2 to find that the angle measure of the camera is 36 degrees. Then, measuring from each one of these with my line tool, I will see that I have no dead areas when I'm measuring all the way around in degrees. If you have any questions on this writing assignment, please feel free to text or email me.